Sup guys, Phoenix here. Today I have a very simple question for you guys. Do you want to earn more Silver Lions? If yes, you have come to the right place, please watch on. So, I know that a lot of people aren't earning enough to meet their needs, and I know that a lot of people have lots of wagers lying around. Therefore, I've decided to test the waters and make a video on how to reliably and consistently clear one of the wagers. By the way, with enough views, I will make more videos on other wagers, but today we are going to focus on Mission Maker wager. There are two kinds of it, one with 10 stages, but I'm going to focus on this one, which is shorter, gets better increments in returns for your stake, and is slightly harder, I guess, because you have fewer chances to fail. You can fail only twice here and you can fail 9 times here. So, what is Mission Maker Wager? It's a wager that requires you to get the Mission Maker award in each battle to complete each stage. Mission Maker award requires you to get the first and final blow, these two awards, in one battle. In other words, you must be the first one to kill or destroy something, or the last one to do this. So how to do this? Well, basically what you need is the right vehicle in the right game mode with the right tactics. So first of all, let's talk about the requirements of this wager. First of all, you must have a vehicle of at least rank 3, and there's no upper limit because rank 8, which is the theoretical upper limit, is the top tier, so you can go higher than that. You can use it in any random battle modes, which means arcade, realistic, and simulator. However, I will give you a tactic that you can use only in realistic air battles. The reason why is that it's the best mode to do this. All arcade battles will have a lot of luck involved because there will be people respawning. The same goes to a smaller degree for ground and naval realistic battles. As for simulator battles, I'm not going to even mention them, if it works there at all, because I'm not a simulator player, and I think it will be that easy there either. So, RRB, and before I talk about the right vehicle, let me mention the tactics. So my tactic is to take a vehicle that can quickly reach the middle of the battlefield, take down one ground unit, and yes, AI units count for these awards. So take one ground unit down and then you screw the hell out of there immediately without waiting, because the enemies will immediately arrive after you do this. It's best to use your guns to destroy the ground target, because it will be the fastest. And of course, this also means that you have to attack softer targets like artillery and AAA emplacements. I suppose vehicles will work too, if you can destroy them, of course. So you quickly destroy a vehicle and then you run away either towards your respawn or somewhere off to the side, and remember to fly low and as fast as you can, but low, right above the ground. Hug that ground. Because otherwise you will be spotted and then enemy will be able to find you, catch up with you, possibly, depending on the plane that you have and the plane of your opponent, and then get in the way of your streak. You want to get the last blow this way. So after you get there to this point, you just have to wait for the battle to proceed, and when the battle is close to ending, and this could be your team winning or your team losing, the point is that you have to position yourself as close to the ground targets as possible, but far enough so that you don't get spotted if there are enemies around, so that you can get the last hit in before the tickets on your team run out or before the enemies kill you. Well, it's best to just crash or J out after you get that ground target, so you won't let them get the final blow. However, do take note that it can be tricky sometimes if either team is trying to finish the battle by ground pounding, then you have a lot of competition. Therefore, you will really have to be careful with your timing of killing the last target. So that's the basic tactic. You can also participate in the battle, especially near the end. Well, sometimes, and you will see this in my footage, I participated to help my team out because it was necessary. But I tried not to. I prioritize my own wager. It's a bit selfish, but it can't be helped. The wager requires it. So, if you do participate in fights against enemy planes, then make sure you have good plane to survive. So, how to choose the right plane? What you have to pick is an attacker. You have to pick an attacker because the attackers will have the most forward spawn and an air spawn no less. Meanwhile, bombers will have to dive down, which a lot of them will not survive because they can't survive high dive speeds. Meanwhile, those fighters that do have air spawn like 9 to 7 kilometers behind the attackers, depending on the map. So it will be very hard for them to outrace attackers. It can be done depending on your plane and the attackers, but it will be very tricky. Well, you will see me do it once, but it's not reliable. So through my attempts, I have deduced that the best spot for the best plane is 5.7's AM1, closely followed by AD2. However, that only applies if Gaijin hasn't removed the small matches at 6.0, which it appears they did, because I have stopped getting them since Friday, I guess. And so currently the best plane to carry out my tactics is F-84B. It has air spawn, it starts going very fast, and it's faster than its competition. I mean, the only competition that you will have to worry about is other F-84s, but only with the straight wing. The swept wing one, it will be trickier. I suppose there are some jet bombers that can carry it out, but it will be more difficult to survive with them, and it's preferable to get something that can fight fighters if you need to at the end of the battle. There are also some other planes that you can use with air spawn, notably Hornet is one of the best planes for this, but Hornet can get up tier to jets, at which point it will be very tricky to outrace them, especially those jets like this one. So this jet I found is the best for this. I was able to reliably get 2 stages in a row in it a few times, so you can definitely use it. Alright guys, let me show you how it works. So as you can see, 6.0, Germans are probably going to have like 3-4 bombers. I have taken Hornet for once, decided to show you how it goes with it. Right, and now this is first important thing. As you can see, AD4, so attackers start way ahead of air spawn fighters, so-called air defense fighters. So it will take me a bit of an effort to go and overtake that guy, but it is possible. Well, we'll see. Let's just raise this guy and we'll find out how it goes in practice. The ground targets on that side are the closest, so I'll aim for those. Alright, as you can see, Hornet is extremely fast, so it is a good choice But even then, again, as you can see, I'm cutting it really close against that 84. So 84 Skyriders, they are the best choice. Alright. Let's get that howitzer. See, got the first strike. Now with this speed, I suppose I can try to pick a fight with this guy and then run away. Here's some bombs. Alright, gotcha. And now this will help my team survive a while longer. Maybe they will even be able to win. Actually, after thinking it a bit, I decided to record part of the middle as well. So I was initially going to hang out around there somewhere and would do that in attacker at low altitude, but with Hornet I can climb up, and I have to because my team is pretty much dead and I have to step up and clean up, whether I like it or not. So yeah, that's why a fighter is better suited for this, exactly in case of such an event. One of them wanted to keep my ammo and not waste it, ended up failing to get that guy. Gotcha. This is the last kill, so it's better to take the last kill rather than the last ground kill. I will have to make sure that nobody is trying to ground pound. Oh, this guy is making a bit of a pain for me to aim, but alright, nice. Now I have to make sure that nobody is ground pounding. Okay, nobody is. I mean, if I wanted to, I could also try. See, Mission Maker got. Alright guys, here we go. 6.3 with 82. So I'll go to the closest ground target, kill one, and then screw off somewhere there to the northwest, away from any enemies that could find me, and I will circle on a very low altitude, hugging the ground, and wait for the tides of the battle to turn, or rather for the battle to be decided, and then I will come back. Alright, here we go, first strike. Alright, so I made the flight like there, pretty low. Their team got obliterated as I expected, but now my team is being my competition and they are taking down all those ground targets. So what I'm going to do is to destroy some of those here maybe, and then stay close. Shit, aim on those rockets as usual, and then the one I thought I would miss with was the one that hit. Yeah, so I will wait for the targets to be really close to getting destroyed completely with the tickets. Alright. I could get that guy, but let him distract the friendly planes instead. Okay, so it's almost time for tickets. Let's try. Shit. Alright, that howitzer is the target, fortunately. Alright, I must kill it now. Alright, last blow. C. Mission Maker. F-84B or other versions of this plane. This one is at 7.0, the higher BR versions at 7.7. I think all of them are at 7.7. Are going to be trickier. Yeah, except the swept wing version of 8.3. I don't include this here. because it will be even harder. But as you can see, I just got first strike. And now as you can see, I am running away, and good that I have done this just in time. This guy was close to catching up with me, and there's another problem up there, F-84G. Fortunately, it was destroyed by someone else. My team was struggling somewhat to finish off the enemies, but they still had the advantage, as you can see here. So I've decided to help them out. You can do this, but be careful with it, because in another battle I've also decided to help out, except in reversed circumstances when it was my team losing, and I ended up being the last guy after running out of ammo, and I got booted from the game, quote unquote, for lack of activity. It's 200 tickets left for them. This one was a bit tricky. I wanted to wait until there was 100 tickets, but this is not a wise course of action, so I decided to just do what I can to get those last 2 grand targets, and succeeded. As you can see here, I got the final blow, right? Right, guys? At the end, I got to prove I succeeded, right? That my trick works. So here you have it, wager completed. 3 out of 3, 400,000 SL in my pocket. Well, as you can see, I have failed twice. Now let me show you how it went. So, the last time I succeeded, my last chance. Then, previously I failed. It was probably when I got distracted and didn't count tickets, when everyone in my team started ground pounding and I was too late to the party. So that was completely my fault. So don't make the same mistake. Make sure to make it on time. Next, that was another case when I haven't achieved this. Sinai, yeah, that was the one where, yeah, so that was one where I was very close to it, but got out-ticketed by Gaijin for being too passive. As you can see, after this, I achieved it twice in a row. I mean, after, as in before the first 2 battles were successful. Yeah, so that's how it is, guys. Again, if AD2 and AM1 are no longer good enough, then F-84B is the answer.